Have you ever finished your run and had a lot of pain at the back of your calf and at the bottom of your foot? Was that in less than half an hour? Or have you ever been at a work shift and, like in an hour, your foot starts hurting, your Achilles tendon starts hurting? Well, you've come to the right place because I'm going to teach you what's causing it and the latest research showing how to take care of it the fastest possible way. So, what you probably have is Achilles tendonitis. What this is inflammation of the Achilles tendon right here. This is the muscle that's responsible for you pushing off with the front of your foot. So here's how Achilles tendonitis looks. Number one, if you feel with your hand along the tendon right here, it's going to be painful. You can see it's a little bit more red, a little bit more swollen, and it's going to hurt most in the morning or after rest. So when you wake up, it's going to take you about 15 to 20 minutes to start feeling a little bit better. And to confirm it even more, try standing on the ball of your foot. If it's painful to stand or at least sore, then that confirms tendonitis. If it's too painful to stand, then you may have a partial rupture. But if you just have a bump and it's not as sore to stand, then you may have what's called a Hagelin's bump or Achilles calcification, which is known as a posterior heel spur. So here's what the Achilles tendon is. It connects your calf muscles, your gastrocnemius and your soleus through a thick fibrous band into your heel. This band then continues around the back of the heel into your plantar fascia. These are the ligaments at the bottom of your foot. So it's a connected tendon, and you can have soreness at the Achilles right there and at the bottom of the foot. They're usually interrelated. So as you can see, it comes down, goes around the back of the heel. This usually happens during running and walking. Every time you take a step in walking, that's about 1 to 2, even 3 times your body weight. Whereas running, with each step, your Achilles tendon absorbs 3 to 4 times your body weight. So for some of us, that's over 800 pounds per step. And over thousands of steps, that could lead to dramatic swelling, pain, and irritation. So here's what's happening. As the Achilles tendon pulls up on your heel, it gets tight. Your plantar fascia also gets tight. So you can have both Achilles tendonitis and plantar fasciitis. You're going to have to stretch these out, or it's going to impair your walking. As you can see right here, this person can barely get 90 degrees. They're having their foot pushed back towards their shin, but it won't go any further. But what you want is over 90 degrees. This leads to normal walking. You can have a straight foot arch. But if you can't stretch out your Achilles tendon enough, your foot compensates by buckling in the middle. And that puts more tug in the future on the Achilles tendon and damages and stretches out the ligaments at the bottom of your foot. So here's what you do. First stage, studies show you can get 50 to 60% relief. That means 50 to 60% of people will feel completely better after this stage. Number one, when you wake up in the morning in both your foot and your Achilles tendon, massage it out, stretch it out, use some ice. But even walking around for 15 to 20 minutes will make it feel better. Don't fall for the gimmicks online that make you spend money. Anything you do for basically 15 to 20 minutes, massaging wise or getting the blood flow going through light, gentle walking, will make it feel better. The blood will flush out the anti-inflammatory cells and decrease the inflammation. And this is the most important thing in healing. The healing stage can't begin until the inflammatory stage is down. So massaging helps increase the blood flow. Ice for 15 to 20 minutes a couple times a day when you first start having this. This prevents the inflammatory cells from getting into the tissue, and after you take away the ice, there's a rebound vasodilation. That means kind of like a opening of the dams of the blood vessels that flush those bad cells out. See your podiatrist about taking anti-inflammatory pills. Don't listen to just a guy online telling you some advice right now, but you got to get it checked out just in case you have some stomach or kidney problems. But if you take the recommended dosages, these not permanently, but decrease the levels of anti-inflammatory or inflammatory cells that your body makes. So use these. These are a strong tool in your tool belt. In the meantime, if the pain's bad for a week or two, I'm not going to say you can't train for your marathons, that you can't run, because you can if you can handle the pain. But you will heal faster if you take the stress off your foot and Achilles tendon. So do some light bike riding, swim, maybe even walk instead of running for a few days. Keep your cardio up, but understand that it may take a little bit longer to heal. So stretching. Once the pain's gone, you got to do some stretching of your posterior groups. I recommend the hamstring, the calf, and plantar fascia stretches. So number 1, hamstring stretch. There's a million ways you can do this. You can stretch both legs at once. One leg, doesn't really matter. You can do it while watching TV. Just hold until the calf, or not the calf, the hamstring's tight for 15 to 30 seconds. Do it 2 to 3 times. Do the same thing for your calf stretches, plantar fascia stretches, pull back with the towel. You could lower yourself up a step. You could simply stand and lean forward on a rolled up towel like this. They all work. You could even just put your foot against the wall or a post before you start playing tennis. So what happens is, you do this, stretch out your hamstrings, your calves, your plantar fascia. Do this for a week, 2 weeks. You'll start noticing yourself stretching. Your biomechanics will improve. You'll notice you'll be able to stand, run with less pain. You'll feel less rigid. You'll loosen up. And over time, you'll start running the way your body was intended to run. And if you don't feel like stretching, because some people don't, you can get things called night splints, which basically go on your ankle joint and they stretch out your calf and your plantar fascia for you, so it loosens up over time. Once you do that, most people will feel better after this point, but get some good shoes. Make sure it's a rigid heel, rigid sole. Make sure you fit it properly. Those big shiny metal things that measure your foot at foot stores, use them. Your foot still changes after you hit puberty. Get some over-the-counter orthotics. A lot of people have been burned by these, but you can get a great rigid pair. Don't get the gel cushion ones. Those don't do anything. That's more for a bruise of the heel. But get a rigid one that controls your foot motion. Try something like Power Step. You can get these online for about $20 to $30. They are phenomenal. They're going to increase how much you can stand by hours. And if your heel's still hurting, get some heel splints. This will take some tension off your Achilles tendon, but eventually keep stretching until your mobility gets better, because if you use these, you'll start to become dependent on them without stretching. And I already mentioned the night splint, but they all show great results. And if that's still not working, if you're the 1 in 10 people or 1 in 20 people that's still not better, go see your podiatrist. Like I said, you might have actual bone at the back, you might have calcification, you might have nerve impingement problems, it might be something else completely, like tarsal tunnel. You could get covered by insurance for custom orthotics, which do control a little bit better depending on your situation than over the counter, and you'll get x-rays to rule out and make sure there's no problem, because most people should have been healed by now. And just the way things work regarding plantar fascia, since the Achilles tendon's pulling up on the heel and your body weight's pulling down and the force of the ground's pushing up as you push off, your foot will buckle in the middle, just like a park bench, or just like a wood bench if you're sitting in the middle. See, it compresses at the top. This can cause arthritis, and stretches at the bottom. If you do have this plantar fascia pain, same principles as Achilles tendonitis. Massage out the bottom, stretch it out, ice it 15 to 20 minutes, and just stretch out and massage that fascia, and you'll be feeling better in no time. Do not try any of this at home alone without supervision. This is presented by Michigan Foot Doctors. If you think our information helped you, give us a thumbs up and come visit the site for even more.